Hi, welcome everyone. I don't know why I'm trying to do like an official intro because oh boy, sorry, I just got some bad news. I'll have to check on that in a second. Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Jeremy Lambert, joined by Jaychele Nicole from Bodyslam. How you doing, Jaychele?
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited. I'm doing Fightful back to back today. This is my second live stream of the day, third overall video of the day. So excited to be here. And I'm finally on the Distraction channel, which is great. I had you guys on Fantasy Booking Friday. We did a 2-hour episode, which was my longest episode, but it was amazing. So I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. I told you I wanted to get you on the show, and
Yes.
as my usual, just like unofficial invite, we were just like tweeting yesterday. I was like, you shouldn't be on the show tomorrow. Like this is the invite. Shouldn't be on the show, and worked out. You've done 3 shows today. Oh my God.
Yeah, we did the Toni Storm show where I ranted for an hour. And then we did the Fantasy Booking Friday episode with Phil Lindsay, which was pre-taped, where he actually predicted Cody's TNT title win back at the end of November. So it was funny to see that come to fruition.
Oh, November. I've been saying it since September. Jaychele. Okay. You watched the product. I've been in very early that Cody was winning this title. It's because of Cass. Cass was the one who told me it was going to happen. So
don't give him any credit. He deserves no credit.
That's fair. So I got to kick him in the head. I owe him a kick in the head. Right. I didn't do it in Winston-Salem. I was on vacation. I was like, man, I don't have the energy.
I'm going to chop him at Terminus. I'm so excited. I'm going to try to convince my husband, Daniel Garcia, to chop him as well. So we'll see how well that goes.
Good luck with that. We got a super chat from Church Pastor Blaster. Hey Jay and Jay, I told Jay I'd be here for all 3 videos. There you go.
Yes. I wanted to give a special shout out to whoever it was. I think it was JJ that I commented the O'Shell Express. I'm waiting until I get to do my show with Bob O'Neill so we can become a tag team and become the O'Shell Express.
Why do you want to do a show with O'Neill? Why would you lower yourself to that?
Just like
you do like good, honest, hard work, and like you're just like, yeah, I want to do a show with O'Neill. Who just shows up and is just like, what's up, guys?
He's great vibes. He's just great. Hannah, why are you mad at me?
I think
is it because of AJ Gray? I bet it's AJ Gray.
He's my new bestie. It's not Jaychele, just Jeremy. No, I think it's just me.
Somebody said I'm better than Bob. Can you pull that tweet up? I mean, the comment up. It's from Nate.
There we go. Okay.
I'm a draw.
Everyone's better. Everyone's better than O'Neill. Are you kidding me? He's the worst. The absolute worst. Guys, Joseph will be here shortly. He's just running behind on his schedule. No one asked in the chats where Joseph was, but he will be here shortly. When he comes on, I'm going to say that. That'll make him feel bad. It's like, no one really asked where you were. There he is. There's Joseph.
Hello. I thought you were talking about me if you said there he is. When
I said Joseph will be here shortly. No one actually asked, but you will be here shortly.
Good. That's good. How is everyone on this glorious Wednesday? Best day of the week, Wednesday.
I'm wearing a Dynamite shirt today. I'm wearing a wrestling shirt.
Tremendous. Now, I will tell you that is there's something you need to be careful with as you climb the ladder in this industry. You'll be accused of many things. Tony Khan paying you being the main one.
I wish Tony Khan would pay me. I wish I could make a check off TK.
Yeah, me too.
It's TK money. Who is going to turn down TK money? Real question.
Ryan Satin? I don't know.
Brad Shepard? I don't know.
Yeah,
well. Satin's getting Fox money, so he's doing fine for himself, I assume.
Good for him, bro.
Yeah.
Good for him. God bless the man. Here's a Coke to him.
So Toni Storm left WWE. Yeah, Kevin Owens turned down TK money. Again, he got Vince money, which seems to be a little bit more than the TK money. Sure. Toni Storm has left WWE. By all accounts, it seems like she wanted out. She's like, I'm out of here. And they said, okay, guess we don't really have a choice. I mean, in that aspect, it's not the usual, oh, they cut somebody, budget cuts, blah, blah, blah. We've seen this a million times. Nobody's surprised. This is somebody who was involved in a world title program, or a SmackDown women's title program, and just decided, yeah, this ain't really for me, I guess. And I don't know, what do we make of this, Jaychele?
So originally when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, there's no way that like a round of releases is happening again. Because when I first saw it, it looked and sounded kind of vague. But as more details began to kind of come out, I was like, I can completely understand that. You don't want to get pied in the face by your employer on national television. I can completely understand you wanting to leave. And it seems like Juice Robinson's contract is up soon as well. So they might be trying to pair up and take their services elsewhere together, which is a very smart decision for them. I also think it was super interesting. I believe it was Sean that said that she worked a live event and flew herself home. So I thought that was really interesting as well, because they said that it seemed like a surprise or a shock to the company. I mean, I'm incredibly interested in the way that people are now able to ask for their releases, because before people were their releases were turned down. I think it was like Lindsay Dorado or somebody like that, or Grandma League, one of them, who had their release turned down. So now they can't do that anymore. So if anybody is interested in leaving now, I think this is going to set a precedent as well.
Yeah, I think that's the most interesting part of this from a kind of broader perspective, right? Because as a single story, it's just Toni Storm doesn't want to be there anymore, and she's out of there, so good for her. I'm probably in a little bit of a unique position here because I'm, people on the show have heard me. I've never fully got Toni Storms the way others have. I think she's obviously very good, but I was always a little bit lost on the broader perspective that she was like a WrestleMania main event. We talked about this, Jeremy, a lot, right? Like, I never quite got that. I mean, obviously, I get that you shouldn't have having a pie thrown in her face and crying on TV. I wouldn't have done that. But I'm just saying that I can't do the kind of passionate they've fucked up here deal, because that's just not my perspective. She's obviously very good. She has a lot to offer to any promotion she wants to go to, any place she wants to go to. The Juice Robinson part is a great point, right? Because, I mean, they're both, talent that can kind of, I think, pick where they want to go at this point. So, good for her. The one thing I will say is I think people can lose sight of how challenging it is to make a real good living, especially as a woman in professional wrestling. I think there's a lot less options than people realize. Joshi is a great scene. It isn't nearly as lucrative financially, as far as we know, as a New Japan is, So you need to really back yourself and bet on yourself, and she seems to have done that, so good for her. And, I think we're probably going to see a lot of her in this coming year here, so we'll have a lot of time to talk about what she does next. So that's where I'm at. I think it's a pretty simple deal, really.
Yeah, I'm with you. Is clearly she wasn't fulfilled creatively or in some way by WWE. I listened to her interview with Ryan Satin this week, and she seemed very like going through the motions of the interview. And right. It seemed like I can't speak for her personally, but she wasn't like super like engaging when it comes to stuff. And she talked about like sitting catering and everything. She was just it felt like it was an obligation to do this interview for her. And I felt like that at the time. And I'm not saying it means anything that this came out now, but that was my read on the interview. They had her doing dumb shit. I know where you were with her on Joseph. Like, she wasn't as high on your big board, and she wasn't as high on mine as some other talent, but clearly very talented, clearly has a presence about her. You just have to kind of dial in the right thing with her. Yeah. And I don't think NXT or WWE ever really did that. I think maybe another promotion could, or if she does get a little bit more freedom, maybe she can dial that in herself. Again, she wasn't happy throwing pies in people's faces. Cool, she got a title match to lose to Charlotte. Like, FTR kind of proved like these people don't care that much about these titles and stuff. They want to do something fun and engaging. And what Toni was doing, which was sitting catering for a while, coming here, getting beat by Charlotte, wasn't fun and engaging for her.
One of the main concerns for me is that they're not focused on the future of their women's division. We might not all see Toni Storm in the same light, but I feel like it's a broader idea. It's like there's Bianca, there's Rhea, there's Liv, there's even Shotzi in that picture, and there was Toni. And those are meant to be those next women who can take over after the 4 horsewomen leave, or after they're probably in the next 5 years or so, they're going to start to transition out. You need to have these stars who are ready. and they don't have that. They're continuing to lean on their horsewomen, so they're not building up these new stars. And I feel like if you were building up Toni to possibly be one of the new horsewomen, she would have stayed. And it was an obvious decision to kind of look at all of your new stars and go, whoa, this is like the new era. We need to kind of help them. And then like Cora Jade too, down in NXT. What are you going to do when she is the next generation? You need to have these stars ready for her as well. So there's lots of contingency issues here.
That's a great point. It's something, we talk about of like, do they really, and this is hard to say without, it sounds like we're slighting the horsewomen, right? Who I think we all agree are great, and they've been great, and they'll continue to be great. But for me personally, from the outside looking in, the division is kind of stale in terms of money matches. I've seen a lot of these women wrestle each other. And the way to solve that is to bring these new women, the ones you listed and some others, into that level, so then you can mix the matches up, right? And I think with Bianca Belair, you've seen already how valuable that can be, right? Like, Charlotte's most fun matches were with her. Becky had some fun matches with her. Banks, goes without saying, that was one of the best matches of the year. So you've already seen the value, and not everyone's going to be Bianca Belair, but my point is you've already seen the value of dropping a new top star in that pack. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, and I mean this is no slight on these two who are both wonderful. I'm slightly concerned that their version of what we just said is bringing Asuka and Alexa back and just putting them back into those spots. And like, they're wonderful. I'm not knocking them, but I've seen them wrestle all of these people, and it's time to move forward. I think the fact that Rhea Ripley is where she's at is really alarming in that sense because, lest we forget 8 months ago, they established there was like Raquel, Rhea, and Bianca as the next, and one of those was an interesting choice to begin with. The other one is now doing whatever she's doing. It's like, it's hard. And I don't want to come here and be super pessimistic, but like, it's pretty difficult to be really fired up about the future of the division because they don't seem to realize there's a problem. They're happy just spinning their wheels with the same crew, and they're great. They're all great. But if I see someone do the same thing for long enough, I'm quickly going to tire of it. That just is what it is. The same reason people stop watching this show, Jeremy.
Joe has the best laugh out of any podcaster. It's hilarious.
I appreciate that. That's pretty neat. That's actually like a good compliment for once. I got that. That was good. Okay.
Like the four horsemen are just they're gonna be there. Becky's gonna beat Liv on Saturday. Jaychele, you set Twitter ablaze today with your comments about Bianca and Becky being the worst match of 2021. Do you want to defend your position here and why you're such a Becky Lynch hater?
I'm not a Becky Lynch hater. I'm a Bianca Belair lover. I love black women. Put me on the stake, I guess. Literally, I woke up this morning and I saw that there were people calling out their worst match of the year. And I was like, I'm just a regular Twitter account. I don't have a huge amount of followers. I can post this. I fell into a trap. They laid a trap and I fell into it. I posted a picture of Bianca and Becky at SummerSlam. I said, worst match of the year. No question. I got 1.6K likes. I got around 400 quote tweets. I didn't check my replies. I don't want to know. Overall engagement, over 100K engagement. I swear I wanted to delete Twitter. I literally sat there and I almost cried. I was like, why is this happening on my Twitter page right now? But the whole reason I post that is because where is Bianca right now? If booking was ideal, she would be feuding with Rhea at day one, having a match on the main card, heading into WrestleMania. She wins the Elimination Chamber match and she faces Becky and she beats her, right? That's the ideal picture for Bianca in my mind right now. But are we going to get there? No. She just had 3 matches with Doudrop and she won all of them. Where is she going now?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Jeremy, I'm going to step up here as the veteran, right? Because I know you've done this too, but I feel like I'm most well-versed to tackle this. So as soon, and this is for anyone in the chat too, if you have aspirations to be in this toxic landscape, as soon as you add a wrestling website in your bio, game's over for you, okay? It's over. You'll never. I'm sure that at least 50 of those quote tweets were screenshots of your bio being like, LOL, Bodyslam. That's what, this is the vibe, this is the way we experience life now. It is what it is. You're obviously correct because obviously it's a tiny match. There are matches that are worse, like technically, right? Like where there was botches and stuff. But that's obviously not your point. Your point is
I heard dark. People were like AEW dark, AEW dark. I was like, I don't think you understand the tweet then.
Right, because it's about more than that, right? It's what the match
Right.
symbolized and what the reason it was significant for the wrong reasons. And they can obviously look. I think we all agree that Bianca Belair she's easily salvageable, right? Like you just mapped it out. There's a lot of ways you can sell, but that doesn't make it right. Like it was bad, and
Kofi was salvageable too.
yeah. That's
Literally, somebody went in my chat in my replies. This was like the first reply I got. They were like, I would rather watch this match than the Zombies match multiple times. I was like, I would rather watch the Zombies match than see a historic Black Reign get destroyed for the second time in the past 3 years.
Do you remember when Kofi got they had Bob Lashley just absolutely just obliterate him, and then it was like, well, let it play out because Bob's got to wrestle Bill Goldberg. And then he beat Bill Goldberg by doctor stoppage and then lost to Big E immediately after, and we never returned to Kofi's arc. Do you remember that? That was good.
They don't do arcs. They have bodies they throw in there, and for the month, that's all it is. Of course, that person would rather watch that match. It's like 6 seconds. I'd rather watch that match over a lot of stuff.
People take everything too literally.
Yes,
when you're making an argument of what's the worst match of the year, it ideally is one that actually had an effect on the grander product than just, well, that was a bad wrestling match.
Yeah.
Right.
that one is the obvious example, right?
Right. That's why, I mean, look, Seth and The Fiend was not a great match, but I'm sure there were, like you said, Joseph, technically worse matches than that last year. But I don't know. There had to be something. Come on now. There had to be something that was worse than that match that year. Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, that match did a lot of harm to a lot of characters, to a lot of directions, to a lot of business. And this is the same thing here with Becky and Bianca. It's a 6-second match. I mean, one move didn't look particularly great in that 6-second match. So that's not ideal. And then overall, again, it did a lot of harm to a lot of the characters and a lot of the directions and the overall division and the overall product. So I'm with you. It was the worst match of the year. Now, when you've truly made it, Jaychele, though, with your tweets, is when you get the retweet from one Sean Ross Sapp, because then your mentions really just go up in flames.
I want to DM Sean and I want to ask him, please do not retweet this. For my sanity, please no.
See, don't do that because he'll take that as a joke. He'll be like, oh, okay. You're just best off just not mentioning it. Hope he doesn't see it and it just flies under the radar for him. Because he'll do that with me.
I've done that with my whole career on Fightful. I hope he doesn't see it and fly under the radar. Can I just point out, I don't want to derail this whole show, but Joe basically see the references. Where is this CM Punk Randy Orton thing come from that people are messaging me? What's going on?
Somebody posted it and they said, you're on drugs if you think that CM Punk has done more for the business than Randy Orton. I saw Will Washington from Grapsody retweeted it, and then his mentions blew up like crazy too. So I just decided I wasn't going to have any part of that conversation on the Twitter.
Here's where it's from, Joseph. I don't know if you know this. I know you're a subscriber to the Bob Observer. I don't know if you're a subscriber to the Observer, but it is Hall of Fame season apparently.
God bless. Okay, carry on.
There is David Meltzer tweeted about strong cases for Punk and Orton. It'll be interesting to see who gets in. O'Neal actually tweeted is like, I would just put both of them into my fictional Hall of Fame, but I'm simply built different. But that's
it is a real Hall of Fame. People vote. That's not, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get it.
That is where it started, and then Swaggy C. I don't know if you've heard of this man, Joseph. He's a reality television star, and he said, "I'm the biggest CM Punk fan out there, but you're on drugs if you think he has done more than Randy Orton."
That's a little strong.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll be honest with you, and this may sound like a very Bob take, but I'm pretty closer to Bob than I am. Swaggy C. I think they're both pretty great. I think objectively Punk is more influential. Randy Orton's been pretty awesome for checks notes 19 years, 18 years. I can't hate on Randy. I like the man quite a bit, but bless Dave pulling out the Hall of Fame chatter. Here we go. Now's when the content heats up. This is when you start getting into the real thick of things here in wrestling media. Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, a thing that none of us have a ballot in. Can't wait till that. Let's do it.
Jaychele, do you have a vote in the Observer Hall of Fame?
When did Orton get a pump I mean, get a pop like CM Punk though.
Oh, never.
Every
But
week
he's-
on Raw, you hear that crowd noise?
Yeah.
I hope he shows up on NXT just cause. I hope he goes and like when Riddle's having his match, I hope he drags Riddle out by his gear, by his pants. I just hope he goes, "Let's go, little kid," and just drags him.
So,
I don't care about Randy enough.
That's fair. I think that's the main take with him, right? Is CM Punk is this guy that really makes people feel a certain way, and Randy's a guy who just kind of exists. I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
I will say though, I have a very controversial take to share here live on the Distraction Programming. You mentioned NXT.
Oh,
I kind of like this dude that wears the shirts in NXT.
the dude that wears the
Grayson Waller?
Grayson Waller. Now the problem with him is the way he dresses when he wrestles. I would suggest he should probably change. He doesn't really look fair. But like, I think he's kind of a good promo. Am I out of my mind on this? Like the crowd, they were
He
not
says
interested.
he's viral, but he only has 8,000 followers. I know that's like a lot coming from me, but like if you're gonna be viral, can you actually be viral? I could see that for like a Mandy Rose or something, but like,
Yeah.
I don't get the gimmick. I don't think.
I mean, the
Oh my
chat's
god, I
response
sound like an
to
old
this-
person. What's your gimmick? What's your gimmick,
Yeah.
brother?
I just like. I think he's pretty good. Am I being? I watched his promo and I was like, listen, for a guy who's never cut a promo in front of a big crowd, he's confident. He's doing a pretty good job. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I see, not you two, but the chat. I see you gassing up wrestlers doing a lot worse on the microphone than that. Let me tell you. I see a lot of it, and I thought he was pretty good. He may suck in the ring. I'm not going to watch enough to tell you if that's true or not. But
I think Jeremy, can you assign it to him for like homework or something? Can you like make him watch a Grayson Waller match?
no.
I don't know what has
Absolutely
Grayson
not.
Waller had a match? Like,
He had one against Odyssey Jones last night.
oh,
God, look at the
I
chat.
don't
He's
watch that
lost all
show.
of his other NXT matches though, so it's funny that he gets to feud with AJ Styles when
I
he
don't-
only won his
He's
first
gonna
match.
wrestle. He's gonna wrestle AJ Styles at some point. I think maybe they just will never pay that off with a match. They'll just pay it off with a segment. But if he wrestles AJ Styles, I assume you will watch this match, Joseph.
Chat is informing me that he's good in the ring.
Who said he's good in the ring?
Like two people in the chat after everyone said I was a piece of shit. Sometimes I'm lost on the context, right? So like everyone was like, I can't believe AJ Styles is going down there to do this thing with this terrible wrestler. And I was like, he seems fine. So I thought I was going to come on here and tell you guys I was a fan. I'm a fan now. That's my new bit. I'm a big Grayson Waller guy, folks. Fight up.
Do you
Fight
like
up for the big
Tiffany
man.
Stratton too, Joe?
I don't know who that is.
The lady who only shows her legs. She's like a Barbie doll. She does gymnastics.
Well, that
She's
sounds
like a
fine.
Kelly.
Well, that maybe not so good. I don't know. I mean, I don't watch enough of it, right? But like, I'm just saying, I think he's fine. That's all. He wears those shirts. Looks good to me. They're saying he's good in the ring, folks. I'm telling you, I feel like I've won this discussion.
Like 3 people in the comments are saying he's good in the ring.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
says
and-
Grayson is god awful. I don't know if that has to do with the ring or what.
He has
I
nice
can't.
shirts, though.
So does Ethan Page.
I love Ethan.
Yeah, he rocks
Okay, yeah.
Ethan Page. Ethan Page is like really
I
good
went in
at
the
it.
face and a bunch of people screamed at me when I said I wanted him to win a TNT title. They go, he's mid. I was like, I'm not happy.
He's
No.
great. Yeah, he's tremendous. He's someone that people get really mad about because he doesn't like fit their scouting report.
There's
He's
a
a really
lie
good
in the chat. I don't only like Carmelo. I
like
also
Carmelo.
like Trick. I like Roderick sometimes. Braun is cool. I hope he wins the belt. Cora's nice. She shut down Darby, and I enjoyed that a lot. Who else do I like? Solo Sikoa, kind of, sort of. He was good last night.
Yes, I like him.
Who are these people?
He's the new, of
The new Uso.
dynasty.
The new
Yeah.
Uso.
Oh,
I will say, while we're talking about NXT 2.0, which is obviously what the people are here for, that contract signing was awesome.
oh, that ruled.
good.
Bivens is
I
Bivens is
tremendous.
I
incredible.
was the target demographic for that because I understood. Did you understand both sides of that, Joe, or were you not
I mean,
understanding some of it?
When Roderick Strong's on the screen, I actually just mute the screen, just stare at Roderick Strong. So I have no idea what they said, but it looked funny.
Okay. It was hilarious because Malcolm was basically trying to explain and try to code switch for Trick and Roderick. It was like the black community having a conversation with the white
was
community,
funny.
and neither of them understood. It was amazing.
And like the delivery between Roderick and Stoke was so great.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Hey, listen, tell him this."
Tell him I'm gonna kick his ass.
It's frustrating in some ways because you just sit there and think, like, Stokely could have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, like him and Roddy is the easiest combo ever, right? It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, here's a great manager with a great wrestler that needs a manager. Done. And honestly, the act is actually kind of cool too. Like the Diamond Mine thing. Yeah, I mean, I just, I don't watch the show like in full, but I saw that segment. I thought it was great. I think he should be. Frankly, Bivens is like way outgrowing that product to me. In my head, he should be main roster, managing a top heel. So hopefully that happens. I don't know. Is that enough at NXT? I don't know.
Heel. Who would he be good with? Sorry. Let's move on from NXT. If I don't want to think about it because I'll probably get.
I do wonder.
That's a good question.
Who Bivens would be good with on the main roster?
I mean, it's so dumb. Like we're doing this, like Roddy can't be on the main roster, and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, he could easily just be on the main roster. How old is he now? I think he's grown up enough.
He's an old man.
Yeah, well, let's not carry it away. But anyway, let's go back to Grayson Waller. I mean, hang on a second. Jeremy, did Grayson Waller wrestle Roderick Strong?
I don't think so.
Maybe he did. He did. I did watch that.
He did. They did have a match. He wrestled for the Cruiserweight title.
Are
you going to go watch that?
I've seen it. I remember it so well. It was obviously great.
Who are heels on the main roster?
There aren't none. Baron Corbin,
Madcap Moss. On the main roster? I literally don't.
There aren't those. The roster's a lot thinner nowadays. It's a shame. Oh my goodness, Sam just said Malcolm with Omos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Very good. Weren't they together for a while when like almost first debuted, like when they were doing live events. I feel like they were together at some live events.
It sounds like a good idea.
So Omos is a heel, right?
Yeah, he's a heel.
Yes.
So AJ's a babyface.
Yeah, he's feuding with Waller too, so he's definitely a face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan, and this is me not doing a bit here with
Grayson Waller.
No, I don't actually really know anything about him, but he seems okay. I really love when like top stars go down to like a developmental, like AJ did, because you realize like AJ Styles is just an absurdly big star when you see him in that setting, right? Like you see him in this little building, everyone loves the guy. Like I don't know, that stuff always popped me. It's like back in the day when OVW would bring in like Steve Austin to cut a promo, and it's like, well, this guy's pretty popular, AJ Styles isn't quite Stone Cold Steve Austin, hot take, but he's pretty awesome. I like the segment. Anyway, let's move on from this. People are getting mad at me. I don't want to get in trouble here.
Joseph, are you fired up for AEW New Year's Smash tonight? They're gonna smash in the new year, Joseph.
To be totally honest with you, I have no interest whatsoever because I'm very nervous about tonight's Golden Grinnies program. I've only remembered about 20 minutes ago that show is on tonight. I'm sure it will be good, and when we talk about it, hopefully I'll get fired up. But I haven't thought about it because there's just been so much going on. There was Christmas apparently earlier this week or last week, so that was pretty. I think it's a good show. Tell me about it. I don't know. You guys carry this part. I don't know.
We got two trios matches, and then a 10-man tag was also added, and then the TBS tournament semifinal.
Can we do that one first? Because I want to get that one out the way. It makes me nervous.
Oh, Thunder Rosa against Jade Cargill. What are you thinking here, Jaychele?
I'm super nervous. Regardless of the way that this match turns out, I'm super nervous because either Jade wins, and love Jade to death. I wanted that TBS title to be that workhorse belt. I've talked about this many, many times, and so have other people. And especially if they're going to do that open challenge format, I want them to bring in people who can go with another person who's the champion that can go. So like, I would love to see like a Ruby Soho versus Mercedes Martinez, Ruby Soho versus Chelsea Green, like some matches like that I don't think that Jade can provide at this moment. I literally think, I don't remember exactly who said this, but she would be better for the main title, for the world title. She wouldn't have to wrestle as much. Not to say that she was a bad wrestler, but like she's still pretty new. Like she has the character stuff together. It's just she's kind of lacking the in-ring component. And Thunder Rosa, I don't want her to move on. I don't want her to take a loss. I don't think she should be TBS title TBS title holder right now anyway, if she's about to head over to the world title. So I just don't know. I just want Ruby to win regardless.
And that pretty much nailed it. I mean, I'll give you, this is my timeline. I talked about this somewhere else, but this is what I think you can do. Thunder Rosa wins tonight. The first main event on TBS. Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho, I can trust that to be a 15-minute, thriller, right? Then Ruby wins, as we all expect, and as we also all expect, Thunder Rosa moves on to win the actual title from Britt, right? Maybe Revolution. Yeah. And in your mind, as a booker, you can kind of sit there and think to yourself, with Thunder Rosa as champ, the woman that first pinned, the only woman to pin Jade, I now have a target for Jade. Can I get Jade ready for the fall or the summer of 2022 to win the world title from Thunder Rosa? And by then, you'd have had around 18 months with Jade in the ring. And I think she'd be in a much better position to succeed, as you perfectly explained, as the woman's champ, because she doesn't need to wrestle. She should be more of a character, basically. So I think that's the way here. I'm not going to get mad if Jade wins because, I just, whatever, right? We'll let it play out. But I do think you're spot on in saying that, I don't think it's the right fit. I think this belt needs, really consistent in-ring. And I don't think anyone that's only 9 months into their career can do that. It's not a slight on Jade. It's just,
right.
It's time, right? Like Thunder Rosa, I'm not the person to talk about this, but people can tell you, a couple of years ago, she wasn't what she is now. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world now. Yeah. So you just need time. And next year, I'll be more confident by the end of the year if she can wrestle more matches to look at Jade that way. For now, TBS title, it doesn't feel like the right fit to me. That's just me.
I think that Rosa is going to win tonight. I'm with you on Jade. I wouldn't put the title on her. I am not sure she's ready for it, especially if it is going to be more of a in-ring focused title, like people seem to think it is. I think Thunder Rosa wins tonight. I think it'll be a good match. I've said it a few times, but Thunder Rosa went out there with Camille, she's good, but she doesn't have that much experience. And Thunder Rosa went out there and did a 20-minute match with her, and it was good. And then they ran that back, and Thunder Rosa did a great job just carrying things and walking her through everything in that match. And I think we're gonna get something similar here. I don't think it's going 20 minutes or anything, but I do think that Thunder Rosa is gonna do what she can to elevate Jade to a certain level and make her look like the star that she is in one of these longer matches. But right. I do think that you can tell the story of, in the end, the experience, just Jade didn't have it. And Thunder Rosa just was able to catch her. And then you can have Jade learn from that and, rebuild, regroup, and then come back and be even stronger because she's got to lose at some point, right?
Yeah.
Winning streaks, we've talked about it before, Joseph, but winning streaks are very hard to do. At some point, you can't build. It's very tough to just build a character around a long winning streak because once that's over, then what are you left with? So you've got to be very smart with this stuff. And with someone like Jade, I think it's better to just get the loss over with now and then rebuild and then come back stronger.
Originally, I really thought that this was going to be Jade's belt, but I feel like this might be Twitter pressuring me to believe that it's not, because originally I was going and I was like, this is Jade's belt. They said that bitch title. This is hers, all this stuff. And I love Jade, and that's not the thing here. I think she's a great character, and she's a great representation of Black women. Literally, you heard me with my Bianca stuff. I love Black women in wrestling, but I don't think it's time for her yet. And I think she would do better off without Mark Sterling. Maybe this is just my take, but I feel like she can talk for herself. And it kind of muddles her character a little bit for me when we have somebody like a Mark Sterling. You see this strong, powerful, woman, and you see this little simp. Literally what Thunder Rosa called him was a simp. So I don't know.
I will say that, it's really fun to have a match like this where I don't think any of us confidently, kind of feel who's winning it. The final will be like that too, right? If Jade wins, there'll be a lot of kind of confusion as to who's winning the belt. I think if Thunder Rosa wins tonight, I think we're all pretty confident Ruby would beat Thunder Rosa for the title, right? Because we think Thunder Rosa's headed elsewhere. So yeah. I think there's a lot of moving pieces here. The one thing I'll say is that there is a world in which you do something different with that belt and in that world, you could have Jade as champ. I think we all agree that if they want it to be the work rate title, it isn't for Jade.
Yeah.
However, maybe the plan is that Thunder Rosa, when she becomes the world champion, wrestles a whole lot as champ. And if you do that, you can do something different with a TBS title. Because, like, let's be honest, there's no reason you couldn't have. I mean, it would be difficult with the rankings. I understand that. But why couldn't you have, AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa doing open challenges? Like, imagine some of those matches.
I don't need world title open challenges stuff, though. Actually do something with that belt and give me a program I can get behind.
Oh, give me programs for all the women. Actually, I would like to see more than one women's program, specifically something that is not Ty J versus Penelope Ford and the Bunny. I need something new. We saw the Chris and Layla match, and the internet loved it. Everybody loved that match. Those are girls who can go. That roster is filled of women who can work. And I talked about this with Kylie and Haley earlier, but they continue to treat the women like they're 5 years out. And if you continue to do that, they're not going to be able to grow by those 5 years, to have those title matches and everything like that. Like, we need to start to establish women in this division who aren't in the title picture. It's the same issue that WWE is having, but a little bit different. They're struggling to book people who aren't in the world title picture. Even in the world title picture, they're struggling. Like, Britt hasn't had a match in over a month, and where's Riho?
Yeah, see, this is where I agree with you. Like, it would obviously be preferable if they had like these great feuds for the title. But I will say that I do think, and this isn't even disagreeing. This is just like what I meant when I said that, because Jeremy got really mad at me. Like, I think if Thunder Rosa wrestled 2 title matches on TV every month, and one of them was an open challenge, and you got babyface matches like Thunder Rosa versus Riho, Thunder Rosa versus Shida, Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm, Athena, Mia Yim. Like, I think that belt would like gain credibility tremendously. One of the things that's interesting about the division is I think we all agree the talent pool is better than ever now, right? But like on the heel side, you've got Britt, Serena, and then, like, I guess Nyla, and then after that, because bless Penelope and the Bunny, but you're not having them in title programs, right? Like, that's not where you have them. So
you can bring Diamante and Kiera Hogan and start to build them. Emi Sakura's a heel now too on Dark anyway. She had Mei Suruga. I think she went back to Japan, but they have these people who are on Dark, and they're cultivating them. But what are you cultivating for if you're not going to put them on the show?
The Diamante thing really confuses me. I've never fully got that, because I think she's really great, and she has like a
big
real
swole.
Yeah, well,
I still got beef with that.
She's got a real edge. That program was a lot of fun, and as far as I know, Diamante hasn't been on TV all year. So, I mean, that's a choice. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah.
Remember when they did a women's tag team tournament? That had a good payoff.
Yeah, but I mean, that, we know what happened there, right?
Yeah, well, maybe don't book them to win it then, Joseph.
Okay, who are you suggesting should have won that tournament?
I don't know. Maybe don't do it just as like lip service and like fan service of like, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Well, I think that tournament was worth it. They found Ty Conti, which was let me tell you, folks, easy to forget now. When Ty Conti left WWE, there was not a lot of people that was like, yeah, she'll do great in AEW. She hadn't shown a whole lot in the World Wrestling Federation. So, they did that, and they did the Brandy Bunny thing that I'm sure went somewhere, if I can remember correctly. I don't know.
Brandy.
Yeah.
She actually has a pretty decent show, which I think is hilarious. The Shot of Brandy show is actually not horrible. I think it's hilarious. That was just my comment.
I'll
take it for it. That's fair. Nicole Savoy and Big Swole could have won it. I don't know why Nicole Savoy isn't signed, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyway, I don't know. I don't remember the tournament well enough. I played the 5th.
Also on the show tonight, we've got a 10-man tag that was added today. Penta, Rey Fenix, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, Christian Cage against Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Quinn.
Oh, I forgot Mark was in that match. I forgot he was back from injury, I guess.
Yes. excited. You're fired up for this one, Joseph. I can tell. Well, you like a lot of these guys.
I like all of these people, but where has that come from?
I don't know. There's a lot of teams that are ranked in the top 5 in the division. Yeah. So
and Jurassic Express shook hands with the Lucha Bros, right? Well, they stared them down.
I don't want to talk about that.
FTR are really high on Private Party. So it'll be fun to see them on the same team. Obviously, Matt Hardy, North Carolina legend, so I'm sure they'll have fun with that too. You may get yourself some Briscoes in this whole situation. I'm not predicting that because I predicted that 3 straight weeks and they've yet to arrive. But I'm just saying it seems possible, right? Certainly seems possible. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. It seems a little bit out of left field, but I like almost everyone in it. I said almost because I didn't remember exactly who was in it, so I want to give myself some leeway. But I think I like pretty much everyone in it.
I think there's one person. You might like him. I don't know.
This just feels like a Rampage match.
I'm just like...
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. He's fine.
Sure. Jaychele, you don't seem fired up for this one.
It seems like a Rampage match. I just don't want the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express feud. I don't want that right now. I want Proud and Powerful versus the Lucha Bros. Proud and Powerful get the belts. I just want it right away. Then we can figure out all the other stuff later. But, like, I know that they had, like, that image where like Santana was looking at them while they were shaking hands or whatever, and I get that they're teasing it, but I'm ready for it now, and I hope this doesn't come into like a can they coexist thing. I don't need to see that. So
maybe I'm being too optimistic here because I've done this a lot with Santana and Ortiz. They have to be the next pay-per-view match, right, for the Lucha Bros?
I hope so,
because Jurassic Express are next. You'd assume. So that's probably Battle of the Belts.
I think that's Battle of the Belts.
All right. So you can lock that in. Maybe a Christian angle there. I don't know. But at Revolution, who could they possibly wrestle other than Santana and Ortiz? I mean, I'd rather they wrestle Santana and Ortiz. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, maybe. The thing with AEW's tag division is it's very interesting because, like, it's kind of like the top tier is stacked. And then there's like a big drop off for me. There's a lot of teams, but maybe not top teams that you can kind of see in title programs. So that's something to consider. Jeremy, what do you think for Revolution? For
the tag team division?
Yes.
I'm with you. It seems like Santana and Ortiz are up next on that. I mean, let me look at these rankings, the super official AEW rankings. Which
at Revolution, they do the battle royal for the tag team title shot also, right?
Yes.
I think they
maybe the Acclaim can win that.
Me and Max Caster are like friends. I saw him in a stage.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And he said he was going to sing on Rampage for me. So if he sings on Rampage this week, it's for me.
I mean... I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to let you decide that for yourself. I know I have my opinion, but no. I mean, the chat's like, right, I think Briscoe's FTR is kind of... I think that's probably going to happen at the pay-per-view. So you're going to have 2 big tag matches. Are there 2 singles guys they could do? I'm trying to figure out if there's like any kind of... Is there any kind of angle going on in that regard?
I mean, maybe they do something with Team Taz, or depending on when Top Flight comes back, like Darius.
Yep. It could be Kyle and Bobby too, I guess.
Could be. The other, I don't think they can like stretch this out this long, but Wardlow and Spears are a thing. I don't think you're stretching that angle until March, though.
That sounds like booking exclusively for the confirmed shoot. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but it's interesting. I think
they do the Ass Boys.
Again, sorry to hear that. See, look, Dukes brings it up. King and Jericho. And that's got Jericho's. Got Jericho's fingerprints all over.
If you put Jericho's fingerprints on Eddie Kingston,
it's happening. I'm sorry, it's happening. I've already walked the streets. It's happening. I prayed to the Lord. It doesn't change anything. It's happening. Okay, I have to talk about this because Dave's brought it up, so I'm going to just do it.
Okay.
Before I go any further, everyone knows how much I love this man, and I'm not prioritizing professional wrestling over his life. This Jon Moxley thing is a real thing, and like I'm not saying he'll be there tonight, but there's a lot of moving pieces with Mox. right? And I don't know if you guys saw, but GCW did the thing where they were like announced doing the number one contenders match.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to look. This is me purely speculation. I'm not reporting. Obviously, I know nothing. Unless I'm mistaken, Jeremy, they were pretty clear they wasn't going to strip Mox of that belt.
Yeah.
Hammerstein is a month away.
Will Washington. Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what's Will?
Yeah. The Will, right? The demo
It's the one
god.
I know.
Washington.
That's the one I know.
The one that Tony loves.
I'm just saying that. Here's what I'm saying. I'm going to be very honest with everyone. We're all family here. If the last Dynamite on TNT at Daly's place of all places ends with Jon Moxley coming out to Wild Thing and clearing the ring, standing tall with Ed Kingston, there's a good chance that goes down as the greatest moment in AEW history.
I think I would cry. I think I would cry, yeah.
It'd be so magical. Like, because this is the dumbest thing to say ever, because again, he's so much more important that he's good, right? Obviously. But is there an entrance better suited to a surprise return than Jon Moxley? Fucking Wild Thing, and he comes through the crowd. God bless. It's perfect. I mean,
since we talked about GCW, I quickly want to ask, who do you think is going to win that battle royal?
Hopefully, Homicide.
I haven't seen who's in it. Let me pull it out. I just saw the Twingle fight up.
I'm going Homicide. Homicide and Moxley at Hammerstein? Joseph? Come on!
Who do we
Crying is my gimmick. Somebody in the comments commented on my crying. Crying is my gimmick. So I have AJ Gray just because he scares me. So
yeah. I'll be honest, Mox makes it difficult to matchmake, right? Because Mox feels like he's in such his own other universe. I could definitely see Homicide, but I don't know if I'd pick it. I'm not going to comment on anyone else here because for political reasons, I'll not say anything. There's Cole Face on there that I think may win that I would rather not win, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm cool with AJ Gray. We'll do that. That sounds better than some of the alternatives.
Is Gage just gonna, be a surprise appearance in that thing, and then you run Moxley and Gage at Hammerstein?
Yeah, maybe.
What if they do Ali Ketch and Jon Moxley?
I don't think they're doing that.
That would be interesting.
Can you let me believe it, Jeremy?
DMs.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
TK's DMs would be something wild. Let me tell you. What do we think King's doing at the Hammerstein show? He's working it, right? What do you think he's going to do? It feels like him and Homicide could be in a tag. So that surprises me because
they have the Briscoes on that show too, and I don't think they announced their tag title match, so it could be that.
Well, I have to say, folks, that once upon a time, the Briscoes wrestled Homicide and Eddie Kingston, had a very bad professional wrestling match. So personally, I would very much appreciate them getting a chance to correct that because that always surprised me, but it didn't work. There you go. All right, I don't know. What was we talking about? Dynamite? Carry on, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
It's the well, speaking of Eddie Kingston, he's teaming with
Friend of the Night,
Proud and Powerful,
rising up
against Daniel Garcia in 2.0. Jaychele, I think you're allegedly marrying one of these men.
Yeah, I'm marrying Daniel Garcia. I gotta wait till I'm 18. But I gotta do it. Terminus. I'm gonna propose to him. We're gonna plan our wedding. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this match. I just love to see Daniel Garcia on my TV. When he pinned Moxley, I was so excited. I mean, Moxley. When he pinned Kingston, I was so excited. I love both of those guys regardless. I think it's so funny the feud that they're having. Like, so many Daniel Garcia memes are coming out of it, and it's hilarious. But I'm actually excited for this match. I like 2.0 enough to be excited for this. I love Proud and Powerful, obviously. I'm excited for LAX to get back together. And then there's Daniel Garcia. That's all I have to say is Daniel Garcia.
Can we put poor Danny Boy's comment on the screen, please? I want to save before he gets in too deep into this mess. Just bless him. Subbed. Finally discovered a preview show for AEW. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. This show will very seldom actually preview AEW, so if you're sincerely looking to talk about what's going to happen tonight, unfortunately, we're going to let you down most weeks. However, if you're looking for analysis of Grayson Waller's T-shirts, we've got you covered. General speculation about things that aren't on AEW Dynamite, this is the place for that. I understand the confusion because this is, I believe, called an AEW Dynamite preview. But I just wanted to make it clear because I like to.
We always, in some capacity, preview AEW Dynamite. In some capacity, we always do. Joseph, don't lie to the people.
I like to just be honest with the people. I'm just telling.
But you're not being fully honest with them. Like you're telling a half truth here.
Well, you never let the truth get in the way of a good story, Jeremy. Telling stories. This match will be good. Yes. I'm intrigued on the finish here. I'm intrigued on what Santana and Ortiz's place in this whole thing will be when eventually Jericho's back, because he'll be back, and that's a thing that's going to happen, right? Like Santana and Ortiz in the middle of this whole thing is going to be a real story, so that'll be interesting.
Somebody said I have 2.0 as my in-laws, which I think is hilarious. As long as we can teach Daniel Garcia to not throw scissors every time he plays rock, paper, scissors. Did you see BTE?
No, I've never seen BTE.
Okay.
Okay. You have never seen BTE, Joseph.
From the start to...
Oh, no. So we got a real big problem. Somebody keeps fucking me here.
Yeah, I've seen...
That is one of my favorite sayings. I always say, somebody's trying to fuck on me.
Anyway, what was you saying? I'm sorry. Continue with what you were saying.
Oh, God.
There was something about scissors. I forget now.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia is apparently bad at rock, paper, scissors. That's what I get.
He played Matt Lee in rock, paper, scissors for the BTA title, and it was best out of 7, I think. In the last 4 rounds, he threw scissors. So
you gotta respect it, right?
Yeah.
See, this is where you realize like how dumb Jeremy and I are. We heard that and was like, that tracks. I'll do that. That's exactly what I would do.
Because they don't think you're gonna throw it again. So
especially the 4th time, it's like there's no way. There's no way they aren't adjusting to this, right? That's the only thing you can think in your mind. So I'm with that. That's actually my favorite thing about Daniel Garcia now. I'm going to bring this up regularly.
Also, my boyfriend has just texted me and he's apparently watching the stream, and now I have to have a conversation about how I said I'm going to marry Daniel Garcia.
Oh, I thought Daniel Garcia texted you, and that's...
See,
me and him have not had a conversation. He said bing bong back to me, and that was the brightest of my whole entire life. So when I meet him at Terminus, I'm going to cry.
So here's again where I have to step in as the veteran. And Jeremy's not a good person to talk to about this. In fact, he's the opposite. But rule number 75, don't tell anyone you know in real life that you do wrestling podcasts, and definitely don't let them watch. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
Important right now. Jeremy has a different perspective on that, but I think he still agrees.
It's actually true.
Anyway, what else is on this show?
Another trios match. Joseph, you love these things. Oh my God. Orange Cassidy and Best Friends, they're going to keep losing because they're a bunch of losers against the great Kyle O'Reilly, the greater Big Dick Bob Fish, and the greatest Adam Cole, baby.
Yep. Happy for Adam Cole that he gets 2 workhorses alongside him again so he can coast and do his Panama Sunrise horse shit. I'm just joking, guys. He's no Grayson Waller. Anyway, the Kyle O'Reilly is going to do that thing where he kicks like he does like an axe kick to the top of the head and he throws a spinning elbow. And that'll be good enough for me to pretend I like all the rest of the stuff he does. And he does that sell where he like shakes his legs, you know that sell he does, Jeremy, where he gets all like wobbly legged. And people gif it and they go, ha, this is very funny. Bobby Fish will do that. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. You seen his action figure? Jeremy? Yeah. Please tell me I sent that to you.
Oh, God.
Bobby Fish's action figure. Like, the head sculpt is just that face that he does when he's posing. But, like, that's the only face. So he's like, stuck like that forever. It's almost terrifying. Yeah, this will be good, though. No, seriously, this will be awesome. Like, this will be really great. You know that, right? Like, and it's a really cool moment. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Cole Daly's place to close out the year. A great encapsulation of the year that's been. One of the most eventful wrestling years in recent memory. I was going to say ever, but I'm not old enough to do that. But in recent memory, it's been an incredible year. So it's a nice way to close it out. I think the match will be great. Best Friends, they're just great TV. I mean, I know you joke there, Jeremy, but I trust those guys to make the most of whatever time they get. They're tremendous. So I'm looking forward to it.
Jaychele, any thoughts on this match?
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens with the Young Bucks mainly and how they will get involved in this match or not get involved or whatever. That's the storyline that I'm really excited about. I mean, best friends are great. Trent is great, I guess. Orange.
Wow.
Sorry. I like his mom more. I also enjoy Orange Cassidy a lot. I think his stuff with Adam Cole is always hilarious. I hope they all kiss in some way. That'll be great. I'm just excited to see Cody. I can't wait to laugh at him. So yeah, there's that.
Is Cody gonna be on the show?
I bet you he is. He's Cody Rhodes.
I hope so. I hope he closes the show. Forget John Moxley. Bring Cody out there to cut
the return
big,
is Brandy.
20 end of 2021 closing promo. Daly's Place, the house that Cody built during the pandemic. Yeah, that's what we need. Back with the TNT title where it belongs.
Okay, AJ Styles.
I'm imagining a timeline. I'm imagining a timeline where, like, it's a few years down the line, right? Cody's been the world champ for 2 years. And all of the top stars have left to go to the NWA and Impact Wrestling. But Tony still owns all this music, right? So every week, Cody has, like, there is more than one royal family in wrestling. And then one of the licensed music is, it's like, you have that, you have, like, the big grand, and then it has, like, Wild Thing, and Cody just walks out and does his usual entrance. Jungle, like, imagine how great that would be. Where is my mind starts playing.
What if the surprise is their daughter?
Oh, no, that would be incredible. I mean, here's the thing. There are options on the surprise deal, right? Like, Brody King could be the surprise.
Yeah.
So, you could do that.
Wyndham.
The Briscoes.
Can we start with Wyndham?
Bud Matt.
Now we're talking. Now, hang on a second. Let's hold the phone on that one. But do we know of Bud Matt's whereabouts?
No, he hasn't tweeted anything today.
Thank God.
I still think it's so mean. I think it's so mean how he always teased that he was going to be the Joker in that ladder match. I'm still upset about that. That was very rude, Bud Matt. I know you listened to the show. That was mean.
Here's the thing about that, and this is something that the more we do these shows, you'll quickly realize this. The whole wrestling world is conspiring to poke fun at me and make a mockery of my existence. Bud Matt included. He is now joined in on just dunking on me that he'll never be in AEW. You ready to? This is the real joke in all this, okay? I am once again confident that he's going to be in AEW, and that there's honestly a good chance I've got like a disease at this point, and I don't know if I'm ever going because when they announced he was in Bola, I was like, well, he's going to be awesome in Bola.
Bud Matt and Rhea.
You know, and he's gonna be awesome. He's gonna do an open challenge. He's gonna beat Codeman Rhodes in 3 minutes with 8 knees. And I'm fired up for it. I've convinced myself again. Seriously though, if he was gonna go to Impact Wrestling, like he'd already have been there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it feels like he would have already been there.
Yeah. So I'm confident again, guys.
What if he signs with PWG?
Exclusive deal, like 25 grand. Yeah, that'll be something. That looks great. Seriously though, Battle of Los Angeles looks like an awesome lineup.
Yeah,
year, right?
Really good lineup.
I'm fired up for that. I mean, I'm definitely never going to watch it, but fired up.
I can't wait to pretend that it was good, even though I've never seen it because they don't like stream their shows or anything. Did you hear about this Daniel Garcia match? It was great. Loved it.
There's something, right? If they book Dan Garcia, Bud Matt in like round 2 of Battle of Los Angeles, the tweets that night.
Y'all better stop.
It'll be bad.
I asked for a bottle of Daniel Garcia's sweat. I don't know if they sell it. I don't know if they sell that anywhere, but if anybody knows, you can DM me, I'll take it off.
I mean, if anyone in our chat has an answer to that, I'm alarmed. If anyone in any chat has an answer to that, I'm slightly concerned. Can we talk about this? This is important to me. Why does Eddie Kingston feel the need to constantly call that man ugly? What happened there? Is that a bit?
He's so fine. That man is fine as shit.
I mean, it seems that way, right? But Eddie Kingston, I don't know if you guys see this, but when he wrestles on like Elevation, Eddie Kingston just sits there and talks about how ugly he is the whole time.
I'm pretty sure that's the joke. It's like he's a good looking guy, and so he's just gonna call him ugly. Joseph is frozen. Oh, there we go, Joseph.
I froze.
People are telling me to dial it back. This is what you came for.
Don't listen to our chat. It sucks.
Dial it up.
What were you saying about the lovely Daniel Garcia, Joseph?
He seems like a handsome devil, you know?
Yeah.
And Ed Kingston suggests otherwise. Sorry to hear that. But,
You know
I
who else is
respect it.
fine? Let's talk about it. Ricky Starks.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
Also, of course, Hook is there. You know, he's closer to my age. So
Fair, yeah.
that was for you, Jeremy. I know basketball.
That's tremendous. Can we come up with like power rankings, please? So, like, you know, AEW releases rankings. I would like your official rankings.
Top 5.
So, is Dan Garcia's got to be top, right? Based on the sweat comment that we just had a minute ago. Okay. I would personally, in my personal readings, I would say that Ricky Starks would actually have been number 1, but I'm not an expert. So,
Yep.
You're a little biased.
We got Lee
Factual.
Moriarty on there. Dante Martin's on there too. You know, he's a little bit younger, a little bit closer to my age.
He always looks kind of scared, though.
Yeah.
Does that make him more attractive or not? I don't know.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. Who else over there? Actually, funny enough, Adam Page is kind of on there also. Yeah, a little bit of an attractive fellow. Alan Angels can be over there too. Right? I love his girlfriend though. Brooke, don't kill me. I'm sorry.
That's interesting. I didn't think of Alan Angels. I mean, I knew he was a good professional wrestler, but I didn't. Now I see him in a different light. You see, that's very okay. So Hook, where is Hook on this list?
1.
Oh, he's 1.
Wow.
I can't say that though. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't say that. I'm gonna meet Daniel Garcia. I don't have any plans of meeting Hook right now. So you know you gotta work yourself into the shoot, and you know you gotta go for Daniel Garcia.
That's settling though. I hope Daniel Garcia is not actually listening to this for many reasons, but you know he's second choice.
Daniel Garcia, if you're listening, I'll beat up Eddie Kingston for you. I don't care what I gotta do.
My God. in a shoot fight, like just kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting. I'm not even doing a bit when I say this actually interests me, because once upon a time, folks, when wrestling was popular, there would be lots of young, good-looking guys on the show. And then at some point in the last decade, WWE decided that if you wasn't over 35, you could not, in fact, be on Raw or SmackDown. So I'm intrigued by it. You know, there's a lot of young dudes on the All Elite fleet, right? It's good shit.
Also, somebody said Big Shotty Lee Johnson. He's up there, too. A little bit older, but, you know, he's on there as well.
Very fair. Him and Julia are rather adorable, aren't they?
Very cute, yes. Who else is over there?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I have breaking news from Sean Ross Sapp. It is not actually news at all. Do not get excited.
Oh, God.
This year, the most downloaded interview conducted by Sean Ross Sapp was with the one and the only Australian Dynamo. Oh, man! In at the 1 spot. Who was 2, Jeremy? Do you want to tell me who was 2?
Number 2 was Adam Cole, baby.
A complete fucking phony. A fake star, if ever I've seen one. He has been owned here live on the air. Bud Matt has climbed to the top of the charts just in time for Christmas.
You know who's not on my rankings at all? Brian Cage. That's all I wanted to say. Brian Cage.
Yeah. He's not on mine either.
Do you remember that promo? I saw it for the first time of his absolute promo. You're absolutely terrible. I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah. Why is this man on my screen?
I used to do a bit about him on the show, and then I felt bad about it because I thought he might listen. It was a little bit awkward because he was in your Team 10.
How could I forget Isaiah Cassidy? I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to interrupt you. I just scrolled to the AEW roster page and I saw him.
What, you got the roster page up?
Yeah, I love black men. Sorry.
Okay, so who's the WWE top 5?
Carmelo Hayes, Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes.
Fair. Okay. Jeremy,
distinct lack of love for Malcolm Bivens. Beautiful man.
Fair.
I mean Braun Breaker can come in at number 5, maybe.
That feels like a reach, but I respect it.
Everybody on the main roster is too old for Jaychele.
Right.
Actually, true.
Biggie,
yeah.
Isn't Biggie 35?
Yeah. They all are. They're all so old.
Yeah, they're all 35.
Isn't Damian Priest 40?
Yeah, young rising star in the industry, Damian Priest. Tony D. Good lord.
Tony D doesn't look like he would like my kind.
Okay. I have a question. I'm very upset about this. There's some notable omissions from your AEW list, and I would like to cite them.
Okay.
Andrade El Idolo should be on any list. And I'm very
That's
mad.
Charlotte's man.
I mean, I just
Charlotte
pretend she doesn't
got
exist.
that. Charlotte got that one.
Okay, so but am I right in saying that if that was not the case, he should be on the list, right? Have you seen the way that dude lines his beard, Jeremy?
Somebody who's a little older, I
man.
can see. If you're a little older than me, I can see you going for Andrade.
Okay. How old is he? Is he that old now? Now I feel old.
He just sounds a little too old for me. He's probably in his 30s.
Okay. What about Jungle Boy?
I prefer Anna Jay over Jungle Boy, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
That's my opinion.
Okay, I have to bring this up. Donzel says it. That Charlotte moonsault is one of the funniest things in wrestling. By far.
I said it when she first did it. I was like, you either got to practice this before you just go out there and start just throwing love notes on air, or you just got to stop doing it because it ain't working, and it still isn't working.
The first one, Toni rolled the wrong way, and they just fell down. And the second one, Toni did the right thing, and she missed stuff. Incredible. That was a bad match, by the way. All due respect, bless Toni. I'm glad she got out of there. That Christmas Eve match was. They looked very because they wrestled twice that night, right?
Yeah.
So you could tell they both looked like they were ready to go home, which I mean I understand.
They did 20-minute matches for both, also.
Yeah, I didn't understand the length because I didn't see the tag, but the singles match, I was like, this is a weirdly paced, structured match. That's the only thing I saw. They did a gauntlet too, right?
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Hannah says Jaychele doesn't like the old men like me, clearly. I invited Hannah to come in, but she's a coward.
Hannah?
Okay, so this
we can talk AJ Gray.
Well, here's our actual reason. Jeremy DNA asked me to join, but I'm naked, so I don't
AJ Gray would enjoy that, Hannah.
Honestly, at this point, that'd probably be the most fitting thing for this show to go as a sell. That probably the only thing that'd be at home on this program. But I understand. Okay, now
can we talk about GCW for 1 second because I have some rankings over there very quickly.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Nick Wayne, close enough. Nick Wayne.
Okay.
Nick Wayne is okay. I think that I tried to start this on Twitter. It kind of got some traction. I called myself a Star Girl, and me and Starboy Charlie are now mutuals. So that's
wow. Okay, so it worked then. That was what the
it did
aim,
work.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it did work. Who else? Jack Hartwheel, not the best, but great wrestler. Blake Christian though. Blake Christian is worthwhile. Effie, how could I forget Effie?
Did you just describe a man as worthwhile? Because you show that incredible. Do you know I'm intrigued though? So who? Now we can all do this as a team, right? But in tribute of Hannah, who are the elder statesmen that should be on a list? Now Jaychele's a little young, so we understand. I get that taste and all that, but Jeremy Lambert, Christian Cage still counts as a handsome devil, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You seen how smart he does his hair too? Where he kind of there isn't much of it there, but he's figured it out.
Well, I mean, I don't think Hangman's old, but Hangman's a good looking guy. Yeah, just a beautiful man.
Edge is off the list now, isn't he? Bless him.
He sucks.
He's got him right. Bless his heart. He's he's hit the wall. It happens to all of us. Happened to me at 19.
Is Seth Rollins attractive? I feel like Seth is attractive.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Why are you shaking your head, Joe?
You'll never get me to say anything that outwardly complimentary.
Oh, God. Oh, Chelsea Green. Somebody said Chelsea Green. I definitely agree with that one.
I just... Someone sent me, and I don't know if this got discussed on Twitter, and if it did, I'm sorry. Someone sent me that story about Seth freaking Rollins saying that he's like the Joker in a midlife crisis, and I swear to God, I nearly snapped my phone in half. I was so mad. What is he talking about?
A narcissistic Joker in a midlife crisis, Joseph.
His outfits.
But wouldn't you suggest that the Joker is inherently narcissistic? That's kind of like a central character flaw of the Joker. I don't fucking know. It made me mad anyway. I read it. I got mad.
Seth freaking Rollins, Joseph.
Yeah.
That's his official name now.
We do not talk about Austin Theory.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. The chat just joining in on this willingly is incredible, isn't it? Just naming
This is my purpose of being in wrestling media. I'm supposed to tell the older people who of the young generation is hot, and that's my whole job.
Oh, someone said it in the chat. I want to make sure they get credit. The N and the H. Finn Balor. My God.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He really has got it all, hasn't he? He's a Tottenham fan, great abs, just a tremendous looking individual. Huge. Has good matches.
Allegedly. Haven't really seen him in a while.
Yeah,
Zion Quinn.
My God, this is really got out of hand. Jay White's a good one. Jay White is a good one.
I should mention Cash Wheeler for Kylie. My best friend is in love with Cash Wheeler. So is Hannah. So I think Cash Wheeler is a good shout as well.
You know, I have to say, FTR are one of my favorite teams ever. Somewhere around 2017, 2018, I was on Twitter because I was far too online. I always am. And suddenly I realized there was Stan accounts for Cash Wheeler or where he's now Dash Wilder back then, and I was like, wait, what? And then I had no idea this was a thing. This is a real thing, right? And look, I mean, I love Dax, but I don't think he has the same accounts, unfortunately. This is a Cash exclusive piece of business, right? Good stuff.
Definitely. Chris Bay. Ooh, Chris Bay. That's a good one.
Great reaction. Great reaction. He's young too, right? He's got to be young.
Yeah. Where's JJ to rank the TNA fellas?
Oh God, who's in TNA?
Yeah, no one really knows.
Who cares?
Tasha Steelz, Jordan Grace.
Yeah,
I'll give them those.
They've got some good wrestlers. It's hard, right? It's hard to care much. I mean, I intend to watch it this next year, so good luck to me in that regard.
Yeah, I have to watch Hard to Kill for my show, so we'll see how that goes.
Sorry.
Is that the same night as Battle of the Belts?
Battle of the Belts, yeah.
Dude, this first week of January is gonna kill me. It's gonna just murder me.
I don't want to do it.
Oh, Joseph, by the way, we've been tabbed as reviewing New Japan next week, so
fuck.
You've got to watch New Japan next week.
Fucking hell. Is that an Ospreay match?
He is doing one a match, yeah.
Fuck. Well, all 3 nights of it?
I don't
Joe's
know.
response, you're trying to fuck on me.
There's 3 nights of it. God
damn. I know.
Oh God.
Sean's like, you guys want to be, what was his actual message? He says, Sean Rossat messages me and he says, do you all want to be the official New Japan show post coverage for next week? And I said, I got to talk Joseph into watching it. Because I knew that was the biggest obstacle.
We're going to do this live on the air. Run me down the lineup. Like the things that stand out in the lineup. Not the multi-mans and all that stuff.
Okay, hold on. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for enjoying the power rankings. That was hilarious.
It's fine. I mean, so many perverts in wrestling media just sit and talk about the women all the time. I think it's important to,
It's fair.
I mean, it's true, right? I'm not messing. It's true. It's true. Carry on, Jeremy. Before I keep talking about perverts. Carry on.
All right. Night 1 has Shibata against somebody. Might be Suzuki. Might not be Suzuki.
That could be Buddy Matthews.
No, there's no strikes in that match. Hell no.
Okay, fine. It's not. Oh, I can do that. Shibata, that makes sense. Okay.
All right. Ishii versus Evil. Dangerous Techers against Chaos. I feel like I've seen that 100 times. Desperado against Hiromu and Shingo and Okada are the big matches from night 1. Yeah.
I mean, the main event will be like. How do I put this? The main event will be great in an objective sense, but there's a good chance that I stop watching it at the 25-minute mark and it gets good then, which will be less than ideal. But I'll say it's good on the review, so don't worry about it.
Night 2, Sonata, Great Okan, Naito, Jeff Cobb, Kenta, and Tanahashi, and then Shingo Okada winner against Ospreay. Looking at this card, I'm not excited for it.
Can we not do we don't have to review it match. We're best to probably just do the greatest hits, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just compile at the end of the week?
That's probably
Like the top-
that's what I said we'll do, and I said we'll do it, on this channel. We'll talk about it at some point, but we'll talk about New Japan in some capacity. We are doing watch along on Twitch for New Japan. I don't know who's going to be there besides Joe Pearl, but you can watch with Joe Pearl if you'd like.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Sports.
Yeah.
Megan Bain has shown up at AEW.
Oh, okay.
That's a big one, folks. If you don't know, you're about to know.
Josh Woods and Khan from STP are supposed to be there tonight. I also wanted to add Josh Woods onto my list as well. Thank you.
It's interesting that they're booking Khan. Like he's worked like 3 times for them now, but the other Shane Taylor guys haven't been seen yet.
I don't think so. Right? I think it's based on location. When I talked to him, I did an interview with him that hasn't released yet, but basically he was telling me that it was based off of the location. He was like 5 hours away, so he got to do it. I don't know about the other guys, but I hope that's the plan for them as well.
That act is there's something to that act, and it's hard with AEW because there's so many people, but I feel like I'd try and make space for those guys. I really do.
How are they gonna book them? Okay, 1 second. How are you gonna book Darius Lockhart and Shane Taylor Promotions? Are you gonna let them be bold and black? Because otherwise, I don't want them there.
Listen, that Darius Lockhart is outrageous. This guy is. I said this to my friend, the Confirmed Shoot, and I mean it with all love to the AEW prospects. There are a lot of guys in AEW that we could talk about as the future of the business. And I don't know how old Darius is, but he's like more ready to be. He's more ready to be a main event star than almost all of those guys. And I say that with love for all of them guys. This guy's promo is like otherworldly. He's so good that I logged on Twitter to tweet about how he should be the NWA champion. This guy is incredible. Like you guys know me, I'm kind of miserable, so I'm not doing this just as a bit. But like, Jeremy, I've talked to you a little bit about it, right?
Yeah.
He's such a good promo that I assumed he couldn't wrestle. Because I was like, no, why would he not? But he's great. He's fucking incredible. He should be, someone needs to sign him. If AEW doesn't sign him, as I said in the tweet, if no one signs him, he needs to be NWA champ like that. He has to be. But we shall see.
If you haven't seen a match with him, go watch Darius Lockhart versus Lee Moriarty from Enjoy Wrestling.
Yeah, that was one of the better matches. I didn't watch enough this year, but that was tremendous. That's on YouTube, right? Free.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right, let's do plugs. I gotta get out of here. We all gotta get out of here. We got Dynamite to watch. Jaychele, let them know where you're at.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on Twitter at Jaychele Nicole right over here. I'm co-managing editor at Bodyslam, so I'm writing and editing for all their stuff. Bodyslam.net in your browser. I'm also on the Bodyslam channel on Sundays at 6 p.m. with our new ADH Divas show. 2 of my best friends. I'm the 3rd best friend. Wow. If you like the distraction, it's a little something kind of like that. We just can't stay on topic either. But I'm also live 5 p.m. on Fridays, fantasy booking. And these guys were on an episode as well. So if you want to check that out, that's on the Bodyslam YouTube channel.
Joseph.
Bye. No, I'm just joking.
I was gonna say, Joseph, you have something big to plug, so
LateNightGrin.com, the Golden Grinnies. I'm getting dressed up tonight, folks. That's why I was actually late for this show. I'm dressing up. I have a couple of video messages announcing winners and stuff.
You're lying.
I know I'm going to be dressed up for this show at 3 a.m. here in Great Britain. We have 27 awards to give out. We're going to review AEW
I voted
Dynamite.
too.
There you go. See, this is the kind of crossover program you get here. Now, here's the thing. This is key. This is important. If you want to watch the great Alex Pulaski review AEW Dynamite with Robert and Sean, right? That's the crew on Wednesdays.
And Robert DeFelice, right?
Yeah. You can do that because for the first hour of our show, we'll review Dynamite too. And I understand if you prefer their opinions. They seem to know what they're talking about. So you can watch that, then head to LateNightGrin.com, and the Golden Grinnies will probably get underway after about an hour or so. We have 27 awards, including awards such as the Bob's Bootlicker of the Year, the Cowboy Hat of the Year, Favorite HFO Member, Grimace
Better
of the
than
Year.
The Slammies.
Grin of the Year, the Late Night Grin of the Year, which I don't know the difference between that and the Grin of the Year, nor did the people voting, apparently. There is so much to discuss tonight on LateNightGrin.com. $1, folks. $1 enter, and you get to see a prestigious event live this evening. So,
is John Alba going to be there? You said prestigious.
I don't know if he likes me, so I'm going to say no. He may show up.
He may message.
I know, but you know when I did the bit about us offering him a deal?
Yeah.
I think like our audience like tweeted him like that was legitimate, and he got kind of mad. And I haven't talked to him since then, so he may not like me. I don't. I
You got
honestly
a
don't
show
know.
with Matt Hardy. You got to be
Yes.
nice to him now.
Congratulations to him for that, because Matt's, he's a great podcast subject. So good for him. I believe he's friends with Jack Crosby, so we're mutuals. That's all I've got right now.
Fuck Jack Crosby. We will be back on the main show tomorrow. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know, man. We do too many shows nowadays. But main show, Distraction, 3 p.m. Eastern on Fightful, youtube.com/Fightful.com or youtube.com/something. Then we'll do a post show maybe if we're in the mood. We're here. Just follow us. No, but seriously, thank you guys. We had another. We've been doing some good shows lately, Joseph. It's kind of surprising. Usually
This was a good show.
Yeah, usually
The numbers too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know me, Jeremy. I don't track those numbers closely, but I would say that over 1,000, 1.5K for the Code Man video. Folks,
Cody's
once
a
upon a
troll.
time, 1.5K for the Distraction proper was like, that would have been something, right?
Yeah.
That SP3 rant was legendary.
Then we got carried, don't get me wrong. We got carried by Jensen and SP3, but it was a great success. So we do appreciate it. And yeah, I think I'm going to get emotional tomorrow. We're going to do like a big year closer,
Is that what we're going to do on the show
Pepsi
tomorrow?
Max. I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I don't know what the hell we're doing.
I
I
think
think
we're
we're
gonna
just like,
romantic about it,
okay. I was just going to drink. Like,
Good. That fits in with what I want to do. So there we go.
Okay. All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thank you, Jaychele, for joining us. Everyone, watch the show tomorrow and watch Dynamite if you would like. Bye, everyone.